Hi, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in again to the part 2 of this Taste of Mindfulness online class. My name is Karson Wong from MindfulOcean. So we have gone through some ideas and concepts about mindfulness. Why do we need mindfulness, and what mindfulness is, its origins, and also some evidence about the benefits of mindfulness. And then now here comes to the essential part, which is to practice. And we will practice together, we will meditate together. Before we get into it, I'd like to talk about when do we practice. Actually, we don't begin the practice with a long 30 minutes or an hour's long meditation. I recommend you to start small and to make it consistent. So small practices and multiple times a day. And when do we practice is very important as well. For example, next time when you face a critical and urgent situation, for example, you receive some bad news about your work and your study, or maybe you receive some news or incident about your health, the health of your family member, or some arguments between you and your boyfriend or girlfriend. And those are the moments, those are the situations that mindfulness practice can come into play. And then, but it is not necessary that you can only practice in those moments. Actually, throughout the day, for example, in the middle of your daily commute, in the train or the bus, you can practice a small breathing exercise we'll do later on. And also after work, after study, you feel so tired, exhausted, or losing focus, and your focus is so scattered. And these are moments that you can practice this breathing meditation. So now, please choose a comfortable posture. So if you are sitting in a chair, that's great. If you are standing, it's fine as well. So noticing this posture, so it would be better for you to find a posture that will allow you to sit stably, and then also sitting tall and upright. So finding a middle ground, a sweet spot that you can have comfort and also alertness, wakefulness. So checking the thighs, checking the hips, the lower back, and the hands, the shoulders, see if they are tight or at ease. To checking the alignment of this whole body. So for your hands, you can place your hands on top of the laps or between the hips. For the eyes, you can choose to close your eyes if you feel it is comfortable for you, or you can leave them open to have a downward soft gaze. So now, first beginning with bringing the attention, bringing the awareness to this body as a whole. So dropping in to this whole body in stillness, attending to this body. From the top of the head all the way to the feet. Being aware of the connection between the body and the space. And then now we're going to narrow down our focus. We want to bring the focus, bring the attention to our breathing. So the first area we can try is the belly, the abdomen. So if that's right for you, you can try placing a hand on top of the belly, the abdomen, so that you can directly experience with the sensations of breathing here. So we don't need to control the breath, simply following the breathing. So paying attention to the rising and falling movement in the belly as you breathe. So allowing the breath to be our focus, the object. So anchoring into the breath. Or you can try bringing the awareness to the chest. So you can place a hand on your chest region. So similarly, following the sensations of breathing, noticing the expansion, the contraction in this area. We don't need to change or analyze or think about the breath, just sensing and feeling. It is natural that you may notice the mind is drifting off. The mind is distracted by thoughts or sounds or smell. It is okay. And once you notice that, it's a moment of mindfulness, acknowledging the fact that the mind just wandered, and bringing the attention back, bringing the mind back to the breathing as best you can. Feel free to let go of the hand if you find it would be easier for you. And continuing to follow the breathing. If you noticed distraction, wandering again, this is okay, it is fine. Returning and coming back to the breathing. And choosing to stay with the breath. One breath at a time. Letting the breath be our anchor. now softening, releasing the focus, and widening the attention and awareness to tune into the whole body. So finding the body again, from the top of the head to the feet, noticing what is here, what is going on. And then bring some movement to the body, wiggling your fingers, your toes, your ankles, shoulders. So being present again. And then once you feel ready, opening the eyes and feeling and sensing what might have shifted or changed, and then moving on to the next practice, which is a mindful movement practice. It involves some movement and it's more active. And then why we do that? Because we want to cultivate bodily awareness from moment to moment, because we don't just sit on a cushion or just sit in a chair all the time. The whole day we move a lot, and that's why we want to have that awareness in the body while we are moving as well. And also body is very helpful because it gives us some important messages and also signals about what we are experiencing, what is actually going on in the body and also in the mind as well. So by practicing mindful movements, we can train our bodily awareness, as we mentioned in the first half of the lesson. So now we're going to practice it in the chair. So these moves or these movements can be done in a seated posture or a standing posture. So feel free to try and experiment in your own time. And at the very important reminders before we do the mindful movements is that we want to honor the limits of the body. We want to respect the edge, and we don't want to hurt ourselves. We don't want to create any injuries, so that as we move, as we are doing some poses, so bring to mind that the limits of the body, how you feel the body, the condition of the body of the day. So without going too far, and also without holding back, without giving up, finding a middle ground and balance the efforts while doing these moves, and also choosing when to stop or when to continue is important, because you allow yourself to bring this consciousness into the practice. And also paying attention to the mind as well while we're doing the practice. Any tendency to strive, or to compare, to again complain about the bodies or comparing about the past. These are the mental activities we want to be mindful of as well while doing the practice. So now I bring some ease to the body. And then allowing the arms and hands to rest beside the body. And on the in-breath, so gently lifting the arms up and bringing the arms up all the way up overhead and staying at the top while the fingers are pointing towards the ceiling. So staying here and holding and breathing, noticing the elongation of the body, the extension in alignment which may be present. Noticing the joints, the armpits, the shoulders. And if that is possible for you, slightly looking up. So looking at the space between the hands and inhaling, see if you can opening slightly more, slightly bending to the back, and then breathing out, releasing, relaxing, and doing this one more time. Breathing in, opening, expanding, stretching, and then breathing out, softening, relaxing, and then continuing this movement and bringing these arms down, noticing the gravity and also the moments of relaxation while the hands and arms are coming back. So noticing the shift in the body, the sensations, and then we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So bring awareness to the shoulders. So on your next inhalation, squeezing up the shoulders, bring the shoulders towards the ear, holding there for a moment or two, and then dropping and releasing as you breathe out. Noticing the changes. And again, breathing in, squeezing up. We want to continue this motion, and by circling the shoulder joints backward. So rotating the shoulders backward. So squeezing the shoulder blades, opening the chest. So going up and back and down and forward. And then reversing. So drawing the shoulders forward. So staying present if you notice distraction. Again, returning to the body, returning to the movements as best as you can. So listening to the sensations. And then now returning to stillness. So gently shaking out the hands and arms. And then we're going to do a spinal twist. So you may want to sit a little bit forward so that you can have more space behind you. So first of all, bringing the left hand on to the right lap, the right knee, and then now swinging the right hand, the right arm to the back, and you can just bring the arms to the back, backward, or you can use your right hand to support the lower back. And then by turning your head and the neck towards your right, so looking over to the right, and then also include the movement in the torso. So gently twisting the torso and the spine. So bring kindness to the body, gentleness. Don't need to go over the limit. So exploring within the edge, respecting the limits. Breathing into the stretch. And then breathing out, softening, releasing the left hand. And then now this time, bring your right hand on the left knee. And then now bring the left arm towards the back. And then turning the head and the neck towards the left, and also the torso. So opening to the feeling, the sensations that may be present right now. The spine, the size of the body. So finding ease while engaging in the movement. And then now breathing out, releasing and turning the body to the neutral position. So these are the examples of the movement practice. So after having done these movements, checking the body again, noticing any shift and changes. And you can incorporate this quality of mindfulness while doing any form of movement practice. So for your yoga practice, for your Tai Chi or Qigong or gentle stretching, you can bring this same kind of qualities and attitudes into those practices and make it your own practice. And moving on, I'll show you some slides and information about what tips that we can have in about the small informal practice we can use or we can practice in our daily lives. So we are coming back to the presentation. I'm gonna introduce some informal practices for you so that you can bring mindfulness to your life, and you can practice informal practices at home or at work. And as I mentioned before, you can't learn swimming on the ground. Informal practice is as important as the formal practice, so that so we can build that muscle, we can build that awareness on and off the cushion. So first of all, the first example of informal practice is having a mindful drink. So next time while you have a drink, a coffee or tea, so you can bring your full attention to all senses, and by holding it, you're noticing the temperature, you're noticing the warmth or coolness while you are touching the cup or the glass. So you see with your sight, you see the color of the drink, the liquid, and then you can take a smell, really take in the smell, and then this may be a little bit difficult, but you can still listen to the drink, to notice any sounds coming from the drink. And then finally, taste the drink, and to take your time to taste slowly and to really savor the taste with your tongue, with the taste buds. So you don't have to do all these steps for the whole drink. You can do just for a few sips. So tasting it slowly and mindfully, and also doing this with curiosity, with interest. So taking one sip at a time to notice if there's any difference between each sip. So this is a sample of an informal practice. So the next one is mindful walking. And we walk a lot and we move a lot. We move around between our workplace and the home. So we can choose a relatively short path inside or outside the office or home, and can be a few meters or 10 meters or 20 meters. So we can be focused on the movement and really paying attention to the movement, the steps, and how you plant your feet, how you swing the legs, and how you move, how you swing the arms, and how the hips turns and switch balance, and really focusing on the body. But at the same time, you may also want to be aware of the surrounding as well. So this may be a little bit challenging for you because there's so many distractions outside, so that you can play around with this attention, so you can be flexible. So you can put majority of your attention on your movements. So to say 70% of your attention on the body, on the movement, and while keeping 30% of your attention on the surrounding. So while not being distracted, but also being aware of the surrounding. So you can play with the pace as well. So, but I would recommend you to do it slowly at first. So while you are getting used to it, and then you can gradually increase the speed. So the third example of informal practice is a gratitude and kindness practice. So you can try intentionally appreciating and rejoicing some little things or people that you feel thankful for. For example, some things that makes you happy, or some people who may have done something that makes you happy as well. So you can do it by journaling. You can do it by reflection in your mind. I would recommend you to do journaling. So you can write down. You will write down and experience directly, and on a paper or on a journal. So you write down few things that you feel grateful and thankful for. And also the bonus tips is, after doing so, you can silently in your mind to wish the people you love and care, or the people who support you or take care of you, to be happy, safe, and peaceful, and see how it goes for you and what would you feel after doing this practice. All right, thanks again. Thanks for tuning in and participating in this class, and hope you enjoy the session, hope you enjoy the practice and the information. And I like to recommend you to get it started if you like to bring mindfulness to your life, and to start with small practices and to make it consistent. If you do that, then that's great. And 1 minute or 2 minutes or a few minutes of practice is perfectly fine. It's good enough to make this habit going. So So let me know if you have any questions as a comment, or you can drop me an email or message if you have any question about the practice or mindfulness. Thanks again. Have a great day.